T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff. Welcome to Sport Weasel Central. I'm Lugs.
I'm J-Boy.
And I'm T-Dog.
This is Sports and Other Stuff, your one-stop shop for holiday gift-giving ideas. Really. College football, that man there, T-Dog, he called it. Joe Burrow is your Heisman Trophy winner.
Fluke.
And wait, did you know there's a local player already on the 2020 Heisman shortlist? Yes, NFL Week 15. What do the Patriots and Jameis Winston have in common? They both broke records. We'll talk more about that. Plus, it's the swan song for Eli, and Gardner Minshew gets the middle finger. Gentlemen, let's get to the bottom of this. Let's start it off with Joe Burrow. He blows away all Heisman voting records, shattering O.J.'s victory in 1968 even. Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, he basically...
He's the man.
He did it. So, and T-Dog called it early, so T-Dog, have your moment.
Thank you. The check is in the mail from Joe Burrow for trying to help build up his groundswell support for him. I will say, because I guess he beat Troy Smith. I think Troy Smith had the record up until that point. I think he had 87% of the vote.
Troy Smith.
From Ohio State. But it is still like he deserved it based, again, on the criteria that we said. On it, like I said, I guess last week, Chase Young should won it because I think he's the best talent, but defensive ends don't get it. But it's still surprising to me. I told J-Boy, do you know that there's, I think, 2 voters that didn't put him even on the ballot?
How can they do that?
Well, who is that?
I don't know. I hope someone hunts him down and asks him why he wasn't on. Because, again, if you're just going by quarterbacks, because that was the other people, Jalen Hurt, he didn't beat the quality of opponents that that Joe Burrow beat, and then Justin Fields. Justin Fields is good, but I just think J.K. Dobbins is probably the best running back of those 3 teams. So it's like I don't know. I just thought that was very bizarre.
Yeah, but the main thing is Joe Burrow was the guy, even though I poo-pooed him, and said Jake Fromm would have a better pro career.
Well,
Jake Fromm.
The 2 things I will give him,
Chase Young, maybe,
that I would like is one of I think the first people he thanked was his O-line, and this goes back to the last game of the regular season, which does speak a lot to him, which is an intangible thing.
You better thank us, punk.
As after the game, when he was being interviewed, his whole offensive line came up behind him. Now, I'm not going to say it's rare that offensive lines like their quarterback, but that does not happen a lot.
No, not at all.
It does speak very highly of him and people buying into him on the next level. I don't know how great he'll be as a quarterback at the next level, but at least people will buy into him.
What about him breaking down and crying or whatever, shedding tears on the podium? Who cares, right?
Oh, did he get criticized for that?
Yeah, he did. He's getting ripped on social.
I don't know. That's just stupid.
Yeah, it's what do you want him to do? Walk up there and throw out gang symbols and stuff?
Well, I'll just put it this way. I'm not going to say he's going to be as good at his sport as this person. I remember Kevin Durant crying about his mom saying, "You're the real MVP." Kevin Durant is one of the baddest dudes ever to play in the NBA. So it's just like, if a dude cried doesn't mean he can't be a babyface killer. So
you think he'll be a Bengal? Bengal?
Yes, he's definitely going to be a Bengal. I think that's locked in now. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, the Bengals have some talent. It's just it's not gelled.
It'll be interesting to see if AJ Green comes back. And
he's taking a pass on this season, isn't he?
Well, the craziest thing is there was talk Sunday that he might play 16 and 17.
He's taking this course pass-fail.
He took the whole year off just to play 2 garbage games at the end. I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Okay, what do you make of this then? Javian Hawkins, University of Louisville running back, is already listed on USA Today's Heisman watch list for 2020. Can you believe that? Kid had, 1,400 yards?
They got to have something to promote because the Joe Burrow thing was in the bag.
Something to talk about.
You know, you got to talk about somebody.
Oh, wow.
I would assume also Trevor Lawrence is high on the list.
He's number one, actually,
And then also Justin Fields since he's coming back.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Marshall Fields might be on there, too, but I don't know.
Or just in time.
A journey at law.
No, again, Louisville would be
off the rails.
Louisville will be improved. So obviously, as overwhelming his numbers have been this year, there is a legitimate possibility that his numbers do improve next year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, if you're this good your first year out, I mean, to say you're going to regress, which isn't out of the realm of possibility, but like he's got a chance.
I think it depends on the offensive line and who goes and who stays and whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But they were able to open some holes for him. Now, on defense, Louisville has to get some big bodies up front. They need some up-front pressure and run-stopping ability.
Yeah, the UK game really kind of exposed that.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese defense.
And probably the Mississippi State game. Or the bowl game will probably expose that.
Well, what you're saying there is they're not an SEC team.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely not an SEC team.
Right.
I mean, I think they'll.
Yeah, well, some people think they are.
I think.
Why do you have all these people locked up in your studio?
Well, we'll get them out later.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get them out later.
Keep them like Alabama.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
The only other news, Navy-Army game, and wow, that Navy quarterback ran for 7,000 yards in the first half.
It's like 300 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Those are Red Grange numbers, My man, Red Grange. He's only been dead for 50 years, but what the heck?
Yeah.
It was an Army-Navy game, but it ended up just being Navy.
Yeah.
So it was bizarre because the game started with Army with this 10-minute, essentially first quarter drive where they took up the whole first quarter, scored the touchdown. Like, oh, this is gonna be a game. No, then it was just all Navy. After that, it's just
There's something to be said for that offense, though. It's great, isn't it? Do you like it or not?
I enjoy it. My favorite thing is though with that game is like when like Navy just runs roughshod. It's like with Army, you can't be like, oh, we're not used to this offense. It's totally unorthodox. Like, these are two teams that should know how to shut down the option to some degree.
Right. 120 games between them. They figured they'd have it figured out by now.
Yeah, Army, Navy.
Yeah,
I mean,
we know who you are. We know where you live.
When has it, that game really been relevant? But
well, I mean, Navy is going to a bowl. So
and they are ranked.
What, 7 wins, 8 wins. Yeah.
No, they with the win against Army, they won 10 games.
All right.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were.
All right.
I believe 9-2, and they're 10-2.
Okay, sorry, midshipman. I didn't mean to cast aspersions, but you're boring.
To be fair, Army was. I think it's finished the season 5-8 or 5-9. I guess.
Yeah,
so,
5 and
yeah.
something. 5 and 9.
5 and something.
You want to move on to the National Football League?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. What do the Patriots and Jameis Winston have in common? They both broke records. Jameis, first quarterback to throw 2 games in a row more than 450 yards? Really? That's never happened before?
I would have thought like Dan Fouts in the Golden Age would have, or Marino.
Or like some of those like 500 record seasons with Drew Brees and Sean Payton that there was like kind of after their Super Bowl, like they were just throwing up just empty stats.
Yeah, Eric Coryell right.
And the greatest show on turf. I mean, you've had some
Warner.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots first team to clinch 11 playoff berths in a row. How about that?
Yeah, but it ain't going to go down like it
now.
has in the past. I mean, I think Pittsburgh could decimate the Patriots with Joe Hodge or whatever.
Devlin Hodge?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you see that Sunday night game? I don't know if that's in the realm of possibility.
I think they could, Plus, did you see Roethlisberger on the side with the big beard? He looked like Zeke from Cabin Creek, man. It was like, where's the corn cobs?
Call him Sasquatch or something. Yeah.
I guess going to the Winston thing. It's
because he's on the chopping block most of the time. Every other week, it seems like.
Well, this week, he'll throw 6 or 8 interceptions.
Well, it's funny. He started the game with a pick on their first drive, and he's 4-0 this year when he does that. So you think he would just decide to throw a pick every week? I mean, he throws a pick every week. You might as well do it on the first drive to guarantee a win.
Yeah, just toss one up.
Yeah.
Is that a pick six?
The most fascinating thing to me is, like, they already lost Mike Evans. Their second best wide receiver, you could say maybe he's their 1A. Chris Godwin, he's out with a hamstring injury. And then Scott Miller also got injured with the hamstring injury. So it's like down to Brashard Perryman, a wide receiver who's a rookie who tested at the 91 percentile, Watson. Your cousin, Leroy.
Yeah.
And
Who?
So I don't know. It's just like, I mean, if he's going to do 450 again, he's really going to earn it next week against the Texans.
I think when Winston throws it, it's a pick 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seems like it anyway.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, what about in the Jags win? I love this. Gardner Minshew said he'd never gotten that middle finger from that many people before in the Alameda County Stadium's last game. People are flipping him off.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Raider fans are just nuts. I mean, when I was living out there, we had to cover a story. They were playing the Broncos. The Denver Bronco guy walked through the crowd. They call it the Green Mile. And they started John back. Anyway, they beat him down, tore the jersey off, and set it on fire.
That angry crowd keeps coming back. Oh, geez, get out of here.
But the Raiders in Las Vegas,
do you see that working?
I just don't know. I mean, were they going to just have, just lines on the sand or truly?
Well, the mystique will be gone. All the magic in that stadium. John Gruden and
John Madden.
Madden before him.
Al Davis, all those guys.
Jim Plunkett.
It's it's sad because it was
snake.
It was the last baseball / football stadium,
right?
Which obviously for the players they're happy that's done. But like it's just one of those. Like, it's kind of like, again, like Cincinnati fans, like that's like true like football fans. Like it's like
commitment.
Yeah, like committing to a team.
Oh yeah, I mean
so.
No, the number of games won or lost never matters.
Yeah,
they're with you, win or win.
Yeah, so like it is a sad moment for that, but it's for the player like safety and stuff. It's probably a step up. I think I don't know.
I'm not seeing the stadium. Have you seen the stadium in Vegas?
No.
Okay, is it done?
They're still putting the slot machines in. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
No, they're still working on that.
And the intraoral dispensers.
Wayne Newton has yet to break a bottle of champagne over the third row or something. What about Eli Manning? Is he done? Will we see him again?
You will.
You do? You think?
I
think he's done.
I'm on the opposite because I heard I guess the last 2 games like his kids were like kind of in the tunnels like during and before the game.
Hey, Dad.
So yeah, they're kind of watching I guess the end. And also even if Daniel Jones can't go next week, I don't think he should play next week because he lost last week. He was a game below 500 for his career. He got back to 500. Just stay at 500, man. Do you want to be the quarterback in the Hall of Fame for being sub 500 quarterback? I mean, he's going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Career, he's 500.
He's 500.
See, I think he'll be Jacksonville, Miami. He will show up somewhere. I mean, they can't walk away.
It's either Eli or Peyton calling. I'm not sure which.
If it's Peyton, tell him I don't need that insurance. And that whoever that cowboy singer is, smack him in the
That's
mouth.
Brad Paisley, man. Smack him in the mouth.
Dear God.
I will take a message. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for shopping.
I guess in other news, I'll say I went to the Tennessee Titans Texans game.
First-hand report.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of the multiple Tennessee Titans games I have gone to, I will say this: it is the most where the crowd actually was pro Titans. And actually, I've gone to 5 or